Why has Red Bull signed Perez until the end of 2026? Okay, big news that's happened quite recently. Red Bull have decided that they are locking in Sergio Perez until the end of 2026, and I thought it was a good opportunity to discuss why.
I think a lot of F1 fans' reaction is, why?
And that's why we're going to talk about why, or perhaps the reasons that we believe. The thing that surprised me the most was 2 years. I thought it was going to be a little one. All right, we'll roll you over for another year. We'll see how everything goes. 2 years is a big statement, in my opinion. It's a, we believe in you, Perez, or we believe in your role in the team. What that perhaps suggests as well is that all of these rumours and Max Verstappen is going from Red Bull and all this sort of stuff, I'm pretty sure that kind of snubs all of that out now.
My first thoughts was like, it's a screw you Yuki Tsunoda, which is annoying for me as a fan of Yuki, because it is 2 years. Yuki's driving extremely well. Perez is off the back of a little bit worse form, and it is a strange time to announce it, because after the first 3 or 4 races, if they'd announced it, you'd have gone, well, you know, he's turned his form around at the start of the year, brilliant. But he's off a bad run of form, and that is why I think that there's been so much like, wow, you're signing him for that long, particularly as there's now all this talk of, are Red Bull under threat of the Constructors' title? Because they're Ferrari picking up loads of points, McLaren picking up loads of points, and it does feel like the Constructors' Championship could not be such a slam dunk as it was last year. You're essentially committing him again for the rest of this year, and we don't know how he's going to pick himself up from the poor form. Then he has to deliver in 2025, and then he has to deliver again in a whole new regulation change as well. So they are backing him.
What I will say is that, yes, they are right at this second backing Sergio Perez, but we also know in Formula One, especially when it comes to Red Bull, the contracts are worth very little. And I'm sure that there are a lot of clauses, I would imagine, that allow Red Bull to navigate out of that contract, say if Perez does have a shocking year for the rest of this year. But that being said, it's great for Perez. All of his fans, I'm sure, are very happy. The reason I believe that they will do this is just to try and settle the ship in some ways.
There's been a lot of chaos at Red Bull at the moment. Yeah.
So much chaos. There's been so much controversy and discussion about everything going on internally. I just feel as though it is very much a case of just, okay, deep breath. We've got both of our drivers. Let's try and settle everything now.
Yeah, and it also, to me, maybe shows that Christian Horner is now the big cheese there and has has the power, because we know what Red Bull was like before. They were very brutal. They loved to promote their juniors at the quickest opportunity. And I very much think that if we were back in 2018, 2019, what happened with Albon and Gasly, that they would have booted Perez out and gone, well, you know what, Yuki, have a go, or even just like Daniel Ricciardo when he got that great result. They were so quick to swap things around, whereas now it seems like Red Bull are the opposite.
It also suggests to me that they are confident in the car that they're going to have over the next couple of years, because we're talking about constructors and, is it going to be under threat? Ferrari and McLaren going to be able to mount a challenge over these next couple of years? If Red Bull were genuinely worried, maybe they would lean more towards making a change, trying to get a young driver in that perhaps would be a little bit closer to Max. And in Monaco, Perez was 4-5 tenths off Max. That cost him almost every position on the grid, and he was down in 18th. That's not what they want moving forward, and clearly they believe that there is less risk involved and will give more of a reward if they back their experienced driver in Perez rather than putting up a Liam Lawson in 2025 or Daniel Ricciardo.
It just shows that they don't have any faith now in... Daniel Ricciardo was so heavily rumoured, and I think Christian Horner was all ready to sort of put him in, and that would be his like latest new project to get Daniel back to the big team after everything that happened. But this confirms that that's never going to happen now.
There we go then. There's our quickfire thoughts as the reasons that we believe that Sergio Perez has been signed for 2 years. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Plenty of reasoning, I'm sure. So get involved, and we'll see you soon for another P1 Extra. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Please.
Please do it.